Hi everyone, it's Kristen. So I finally got my copy of Dazzler 4, the last in the miniseries. I think I actually got it Friday, but I've been uh a little bit busy, so I've just now gotten to it. Um, yeah, I I hate to say it because I love Dazzler. I mean, of course, Rogue will always be my favorite. I have to emphasize that, but I really like Dazzler. I mean, I named my cat after her. So I was just disappointed in this. I was disappointed how it ended. I was just disappointed, you know. uh, Anyway, we'll get into it and then I'll explain why. So, Dazzler's fans are reaching out, on social media saying, hey, we need to support Dazzler in her last concert in New York. Um, because, she's a light for us. She's an example. She's one of us. This is one of the her mutant fans talking. And there's the fans saying that Dazzler's concerts are the only place that they can feel celebrated because of course Dazzler herself is a mutant, and that's all about her music is all about mutant pride and positivity and stuff. So, and it once I saw who, yeah, I was like, oh, that makes sense because the congresswoman, and look, this person has a Dazzler jacket on, and the congresswoman and the mayor, once I saw who they were, I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense that her show in New York wouldn't be canceled. So Stevie Hunter is a congresswoman. She is a longtime friend of the X-Men. You might remember her from way back in like, the Uncanny X-Men 140s, 30s, as Stevie Hunter is Kitty's dance teacher. And she just kind of has been, has stuck around the X-Men because she developed such a friendship with Kitty. So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then Luke Cage is the mayor. So I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense too. Why her concert wouldn't be canceled. And they're saying, there's no room for hate in our city, in our country. And we are proud to honor a courageous pop star and an inspiring role model who will continue to fight for what's right through her music, whether you're a mutant or a human. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I get it. And then we actually, oh, so I was wrong. I will admit that. We do see Dale again, the boyfriend that's introduced in like one panel in the first issue. And he's an ER doctor. And he's like, yeah, of course I came to support you. And yeah, so I was wrong. He's not the villain behind her. Although, what a plot twist that would be. What a interesting story kind of that would make. Better than what they came up with. I Anyway, we won't get to that yet. We'll just, keep going. Some of the mutants show up, Miss Marvel, Laura, to see her in concert, of course, because she's in New York. And there's Lila. And okay, so she starts singing this song about Longshot. Of course, she and Longshot. Oh, and a new costume, which I like this costume. I mean, it's like a mix between modern and her, kind of old school. Although, of course, her old costume was just a silver glittery jumpsuit. But, so this is a mix of like her newer costume, that she had in the Outback era with the star on it. I say newer, but of course that's still, pretty pretty far back there. But she starts singing a song about Longshot, which I'm like, oh, because of course they were together for so long, and then he kind of disappeared for a while. She thought he was dead. So, but anyway, um, I don't know. I hate to say it. I hate to criticize, but this song is just kind of like, I feel like you could do better. Um, some of the lyrics are, "You're my lucky star, shining bright. Your smile's a charm that paints the night. For us to work, I knew it'd be a long shot." There you go. "But with you, my love, it's a shot I'll never not take. Please don't forget this and make me feel blue. I had a feeling this was too good to be true." Uh, I mean, granted, the person writing this, Jason Liu, I mean, obvious he's probably not a musician, probably not a songwriter. It just so I will give him that. I mean, it sounds too a little bit choppy. Not everything has to rhyme, that sort of thing with a song. So anyway, so she keeps going, singing this song about Longshot, and wouldn't you know it, she gets interrupted. I mean, of course. And we think, oh, we get to see the big bad's finally revealed, and it's Pretty Boy, and he's not the big bad. And for those of you that don't know, Pretty Boy is one of the Reavers that were the X-Men took over their mansion in Australia. They're, cybernetically enhanced humans, and they don't like mutants. I mean, I guess at least he's X-Men adjacent. So Pretty Boy actually uh cuts Dazzler's powers because she can't hear anything. So if she can't hear it, if she can't use the sound, then she can't activate her powers. So Domino's trying to tell her something. And then, of course, the other X-Men adjacent members that are there join in. You can see Laura joining in and Kamala. And so, Domino's trying to tell her, oh, and Dazzler figures out, oh, I can hear the hum from the machine he's using. So she uses that to tap into her powers and, destroys the machine. And they're all like, oh, okay, yay. Threat's over. We're done. It's great. And Dazzler yells, "Get out of my world tour." And they're laughing and she's like, "Oh, no one was supposed to hear that." And so she calls her fans my Bedazzlers, which is, do you guys remember that? The Bedazzler? Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. It looks like my shirt has been bedazzled. I bought this sweater like this because I like, glitter and stuff, but yeah, that's what it makes me think of, the Bedazzler. I wanted one of those so bad and I never got one, which that's fine. I mean, no big deal, but I've always remembered that because I remember wanting one and I didn't get one, which is, like I said, not a big deal. And then for my the sweater I picked to be like this today that looks like it's bedazzled. So that's hilarious. Okay, so Jamie, one of his dupes, is like, "Hey, everyone needs to clear the area." And Dazzler's like, "Well, Jamie, that's my boyfriend. He's fine." And then he's telling the rest of the X-Men adjacent, "Hey, you guys need to, clear the area to get up into the nosebleeds." And they're like, what's going on, Jamie?" Because they're not obeying protocol. They're not listening to Jamie, so he reabsorbs all of them. And he's like, oh no. So there's their tour bus, and they're like, what's the tour bus doing here? And this voice comes out and says, "Bravo, Dazzler, for making this far in your tour." And Dazzler's like, "Jamie, why is our tour bus here? And why does this guy sound like you?" So here it is. Here's the big bad. It's a multiple man dupe. And the reason Okay, so this is why I'm like disappointed. I'm like, really? The reason why he is ruining her tour is because, okay, so just, if you don't know, this is Layla Butterfly, and this is her and Jamie are married, and this is their son Davy. And the reason why this dupe of Jamie's is ruining her tour because he hit on Dazzler and she rejected him. Yeah, like during the Krakoa era. And he's like, "I've been plotting this revenge since way before the last Hellfire Gala. I hope your tour felt like hell, like the void you left in my heart after you rejected me." I mean, granted, when people get rejected, they can be petty and stuff, but like I said, I kind of just expected more, honestly. So anyway, and Layla, of course, is upset, thinking they actually did get together. And Dazzler's like, no, I would never do that to you, Layla. Like, I respect you too much. So, okay, and this, so they all go up to the ship because, the tour bus, because Jamie, the dupe, starts to use it to attack them. So they all, Wind Rider's like, I'm gonna break my own no powers rule, and they all go up to the tour bus, take it back over. And I guess Jamie reabsorbs the dupe. You don't really see. I mean, apparently there's lots of dupes on the ship because there's three right there. So Jamie goes back up and he reabsorbs all the dupes. I guess, but then he's down here, so I don't know. They don't really explain that very well, honestly. Well, and then actually, sorry, my bad. You do see him reabsorb all the dupes right there. And Dazzler's like, oh man, this sucks. It happened again. I mean, and she's telling all of her fans, is everyone okay? I guess I owe everyone another apology, and she's gonna make another apology video. And she's like, I've never sold myself as a perfect person. I've made lots of mistakes, and I always will live with them and even sing about them. And that's what makes me stronger. But no matter what happens, I hope you find it in your hearts to know that I'll put myself on that line to entertain you all. And then she ends the show with her famous song, Out and Proud. So, okay, here's my thing is that, all along Dazzler has been attacked by these, I mean, I hate to say it, but basically C-list, villains. I mean, like Scorpia, um, a telepath, that we've never even heard of. Arcade, even though I like Arcade, I think the concept of him is cool and it worked really well. Like in the Uncanny X-Men, like, really early years, like before Uncanny X-Men, like, you know, 200. It doesn't he doesn't translate as well now, but if you go back and read the early issues with him, I think they're really cool. I really liked them, but it doesn't translate as well now. Or like him as a villain doesn't work as well, is what I'm trying to say. And then we have, Pretty Boy. And then the big bad is a Jamie dupe that Dazzler rejected. Okay, so the thing about Jamie, multiple man, he can make, infinite copies of himself. And he can actually have those copies live like their lives apart from him. Like one copy is a priest, one copy is a monk, one is like an Olympic level gymnast, I believe, athlete. And he actually can gain knowledge from his dupes, like whatever they've learned, he learns. So, um, and whenever they're killed, like if they're ever killed, they're automatically like reabsorbed into him. Like he gains whatever knowledge they learned or have learned in their life, knowledge or skills. So, but the downside of that is that reabsorbing all those different dupes makes him have like multiple personality disorder and also causes dupes to spontaneously generate like unconsciously, I believe. And so there have been instances where there have been dupes running around that are well, not nice. Let's just say. And so, he has to, there's been storylines where he goes around and hunts them down and stuff. So anyway, it just, and he even said himself, like, I thought I got rid of all the dupes that were, bad, that weren't following his orders. Because really, I mean, he's in charge. Like, he actually had a baby with Siren, although he learned it wasn't actually him that had a baby with her. It was one of his dupes because as soon as he touched the baby, it reabsorbed into him. Like he didn't do it on purpose. It just so Yeah. I mean, he kind of has a crazy story, but like I said, I was disappointed that the big bad was one of his dupes. Like, where does he get all, I guess if I guess if you send all your dupes out to go make money or go do whatever, you could have potentially a lot of money. I don't know, but they don't explain that part because all the villains all say, "Oh, this person's paying a whole lot of money in order to see your tour ruined." So, I guess my thing is in the original Dazzler run, she has like these I think it's because Marvel was trying to make her popular because she has, villains like Enchantress and Doctor Doom and Galactus and Hulk. He technically not a villain, but you know what I mean. And the Beyonder in her original run. And in this miniseries, she gets, C-list villains. No offense to them, but I mean they kind of are when you don't think of when someone says villains, you don't automatically think of any of those four or even the Jamie dupe, you know. So my thing is, I was hoping, like I said, her boyfriend, no offense to him, but was working for, whoever the big bad was. I thought that would be an interesting dynamic, like the whole, but I thought you really loved me. Like, was this whole thing a lie? Which hasn't been done a whole lot, granted, but it still would have been interesting to see. And then, seeing him wrestle with his feelings, like, well, it was real, but at the same time, I thought that would have been interesting. Another thing I think they could have done is used Enchantress. Like she holds a grudge, especially against mortals. And Dazzler in Dazzler 1 and 2, I've done those issues on my channel. She actually Dazzler beats her out for a singing gig. The club owner decided that Dazzler had a more beautiful voice, better stage presence than Enchantress. And Dazzler also ruined her plans to bring this demon forth from a portal in order to gain, give her more power. So I felt like it would have been like a good twist if it was Enchantress, like that was funding, this campaign to ruin her tour because she just, she hates her that much and she, like I said, holds a grudge, that sort of thing. Or another weird twist would have been Beyonder because of course he loved Dazzler, wanted to be with her. She kind of, had a crush on him too, but then she's like, we just can't be together. We're too different. So it would have been because, Beyonder, of course, back in the 80s, didn't understand a lot of, nuances to human connection or human life. It would have been interesting if he came back, like the 80s version of the Beyonder, came back, ruined her tour, and so that when he came to rescue her, she would be like, "Oh, thank you so much. Let's be together." In his mind, that's what would happen. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it could have been better. Like I'm happy that Dazzler got a miniseries. Don't get me wrong. Like I love her and I hope that, she gets more attention. I mean, in the end, on the end page it says the end for now. So we might get more Dazzler content, but like I said, I was just disappointed for, the big bad to turn out to be that and just for her to only be facing, C-list characters, C-list villains when could you even call them D-list? I don't know. That might be going too far to call them D-list, but like I said, I was just disappointed. I thought Dazzler deserved a little bit more. And for the big bad to be who he was, I thought she deserved more. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Like, I'm I don't mean to be so harsh about this because I really am happy that Dazzler has her own comic and that she's getting attention, and I hope she gets more attention. I hope maybe she gets her own like ongoing series again or another mini series at least or pops up on one of the X-Men teams, something. Because I really do like her as a character. It's just, like I said, I was just disappointed in this miniseries, especially the ending. I just thought it just, it, yeah, was a little bit lackluster. And I hate saying that because I'm not trying to put anyone down. That's just my opinion. I was just disappointed. I thought it could have been more. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I mean, did you enjoy it? What do you think of like my theories? Do you think, that would have been fun? I don't know. Do you have any theories of your own? Like who else do you think should have been the big bad villain in the Dazzler miniseries? Who else would have been a cool twist or a fun twist? So anyway, yeah, now that I'm not doing my advent calendar videos, I'm not sure when I'll do another video. I mean, but I will definitely do another one soon. Like I like to do at least one a week. But well, sometimes it's 2 a week, but yeah, I definitely will do more videos. So I hope you like, subscribe, and join me in the future for those. Until next time. Bye.